So, look, Mike, everything's right in the world, okay? Because Alex Jones was on Louder with Crowder.
Never heard of it.
Ba-ba-na-no-now.
There, Abby. Always, well, you know, we were just talking during the break, and he was saying, you know, you can have me on the show as often as you want. I want you to be on the show. You know him from Infowars.com, creator, owner, host of the Alex Jones Show on Infowars. Been making the rounds here recently on Joe Rogan. Mr. Jones, how are you, sir?
It is good.
Okay, Alex.
He's trying to do this everyman thing again. Like, he's hiding his closet full of suits and watches.
He looks like he's going to take me through a tour of a national park.
He's
Why
a-
is he dressed like this?
Because he wants people to think he's still humble every guy.
Yeah,
He's broke. He needs your help. He needs you to buy those dick pills. He can't ask you to buy dick pills with a fucking bright light
Yeah.
on and a fucking $3,000 suit.
And then when he got hammered on Rogan, because they were drinking on Rogan towards the end, he screamed like, Eddie Bravo, I'll send you to the end of the earth to show you the earth isn't flat. Eddie's like, yeah, we'll raise money. We'll raise money. I have plenty of money. I'll do it. I have $1 million to give. He said it just like that. I have $1 million to give away with that. I'm like, all right, Alex. Well, I mean, Jesus, dude. So
We're
I guess
under attack.
Yeah.
We're fucking. We need your money. Buy my dick pills. I hate it.
all I know is that he's going to. I feel like I'm about to get into a Pokemon battle with him. That's what he looks like.
It's the worst outfit. He looks like an oil worker in like North Dakota at a bar.
Drinking lukewarm beer.
You want to arm wrestle me? The winner's gonna get a free drink. I guess. I'll just buy you a drink.
I mean, if we have to.
Can I buy you a drink to not arm wrestle you?
Good to be here with you, Mr. Crowder. Big fan of the broadcast. So are my kids.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I'm always a little worried about you being on the show because I always feel I'm always worried that you'll come on the show and ask me why I haven't had you on the show, and then we get into a fight.
But we never really had a fight. So I totally get that you're doing a great job. I watch it all the time. Do lots of skits, lots of, events yourself. You don't have a lot of guests on.
By the way, Alex, what he did was he goes, let me watch the last 2 Crowder videos so I can say, yeah, you do lots of skits. You did the Rocky thing.
The stuff.
It's great.
You had Gavin on one time.
It's like when you have a guest on. Mike, you and I both are guilty of it. You read like the first chapter and the last chapter
Yeah,
of the
I'm
book.
not reading your whole thing. No offense. No offense. I'm just not. You're not that interesting. Dude, Dylon did that shit. He's like, I want to come on the show, man, and here's a copy of my book. And I'd like to remember Dylon. The autistic
rapper?
guy that Dylon, they used to hang out with Baked Alaska.
Oh,
The
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
autistic guy.
yeah.
And he wanted to come on, and like he could still come on. We just kind of overlooked it. And he's like, here's a copy of my book, man. Check it out before we interview. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm not gonna read your whole book. Like, it's not.
No, of course
not.
not.
Trying to be a dick here, but we have a lot of stuff to do here at our own version of Infowars.com. There's enough going on. I don't need to read your book, but
Some Streamlabs donations, because of course we're still waiting for what takes about 7 to 8 days for them to reply with a counter notification. 333 from Worst There Ever Will Be says, don't take their criticism too hard, boys. 333. And of course, Weeping live stream host donated $5. It's important, Mike. Sign up for Gab, guys. Now people keep doing it because I know it bothers us.
On these days. So I'm just happy to be here and the great work you're doing over at CRTV and all the rest of it.
Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to have.
actually, Alex, it's called the.
It's the Blaze. It's Blaze.
It's Blaze
It's
TV.
Blaze
now.
TV now.
It's Blaze. It's
Blaze TV.
It's Blaze TV.
Alex.
I'm with Can you imagine? He goes, you know, the great work you're doing on there at CRTV, and he's like, well, actually, no, we're with Blaze TV now. I partnered up with Glenn Beck. You partnered up with Glenn Beck? What the fuck are you doing? The hell are you thinking about, Stevie? You lost your goddamn mind. Well, I'm out of here, and he just disconnects. And there's a Skype logo, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? I won't have anything to do with that fucking son of a bitch. You want to suck the devil's dick and hang out with Glenn Beck? That's on you, buddy. But down here in Texas land, we don't mess around like that. And he just clicks out. You're like, wow, dude, Alex does have some integrity. I'd rather suck Tim Pool and Jack Dorsey's dick than hang out with Glenn Beck, you fucking loser.
I change roles here. I notice you're in a short sleeve, or usually you wear a suit, and usually I'm in something a little shorter sleeve, but you just had a recent surgery. Now, was it your bicep to your elbow or to the shoulder? Because that's a huge difference in the surgery.
Yeah, the shoulder would be much, much worse. This is a ruptured bicep. They just fixed it last week. I shouldn't be out of the cast, but it's the miracles of modern medicine.
I shouldn't be out of the cast, but I'm a man, so I'm gonna.
And I'll take that bone broth from the InfoWars store.
You think he's ever tried any of his own stuff? Ever? You think Alex wakes up every morning and has bone broth?
It is, and I know. Sometimes people have put you in since you're more. They would say conspiratorial with anti-vaxxers, and I know that you're not, and I know you don't shun the miracles of miracles of modern medicine. Pardon me, I'm very, very sick. There's no way I'm pronouncing that.
You're sick now. Now you're also sick.
That brought from Twitter's name correctly today. Before we get on to the censorship issue with you and kind of the deplatforming, first, what has the feedback been like after your latest Joe Rogan appearance? Because you guys were going back and forth for a bit, a lot of fighting. How did you two bury the hatchet so quickly?
Well, we figured we could make a lot of money on it. You know, we figured, we'll work these rubes. We're not on air, right, Crowder?
Let me tell you something between you and me, right? I got this Tim Pool kid. He's right eating out of the fuck palm of my hand right now. They still think he's a leftist. It's fucking fabulous, man. Call Tim Pool and fix everything up right now. He works for beanies. You just buy him a 4-pack of beanies. It works for you for like a week. Won't wear a jacket though.
4-pack of beanies.
Well, I didn't like the fact that Jack Dorsey went on there and just spewed BS a month ago.
Right.
And the fact that Joe was like going over Democratic Party talking points. I've known Joe for 20 years.
Everybody.
Everybody.
It's weird, right? Because like I still am taking like the directed amount of Adderall. So I take a 5 milligram, and then later on for Nightwave, take a 5 milligram. And it works out pretty nicely. I got to work on my timing a little bit because sometimes I stay up a little later than I should. I got to dial that back. But
maybe take it earlier.
I've never. Well, yeah, but then like I don't. Then I'm still kind of crashing through Nightwave. It's I got to work on the time. I'm figuring it out. It's a delicate process. But we're talking about 5 milligrams and 5 milligrams. This guy's easily on fuck, probably doing 230s a day or 220s.
That's
a day.
what you said, because somebody said in the comments they misheard you. They go, they don't make them in 16s. No, he said 60. Last time you said you think he's taking about 60 a day total.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they make them in 60. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never seen them in 60, but I know that they make 30s, and I know I know people that have abused Adderall. Like I've never taken, I think, more than 10 or 20 milligrams at a time. 20 if I'm partying, you know what I mean? But like usually 10 and 10 at the most. Yeah, if you're taking 230s a day, I've seen people taking 230s a day. That's yeah. Like I was saying, I took Adderall and I was pounding energy drinks the other night when we did the BAM stuff. When other people were talking on my stream, I wasn't going Jesse,
Crowder does the typical. What's going on through his head is it my turn to talk? Is it my turn to talk? Is it my turn to talk? Can I talk? Do I talk now? Is it my turn to talk?
Yeah, like he's acting in a scene. That's what actors do.
Exactly.
He's a sociopath.
We've been pretty good friends. A lot of partying, a lot of hanging out, again, over 2 decades. And so I got madder and madder and madder that he says on air, I'm not going to have Alex on, but then he's going to have my enemies on. So I kind of got upset with him.
Right.
But then once he had me on, we had a great 4-hour plus podcast. It's the biggest podcast he's ever done. Something like 20 million views right now, 10 million views on YouTube, 10 million views roughly on iTunes. So it's one of the biggest podcasts ever. And he's got nothing but positive feedback, 97% positive feedback. Conversely,
it's not 97% positive.
That's not
Alex.
true.
There's a lot of negative feedback from that. You're lying. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Murder or
I don't think I said
kidnapping or an
you beat
assault.
up. To be clear, I don't think I said you beat up a kid. I think they claimed that you posted a video of a kid being beaten up, which I also don't know to be true. But again, that would be an entirely different. No, I'm pretty sure we have. By the way,
that's what's so Space Cadet.
I'll take those arrows because I'm pretty sure we have.
You're absolutely right.
I like that it's pure psychomania versus Adderall. And neither one gonna let the other one.
These are people that are used to interrupting. This is 2 interrupters talking to each other because we know Crowder always interrupts his producers.
It's true.
Always. And if they say something he doesn't, he gives him a fucking death glare. And of course, we all know Alex Jones and can't have anybody in studio without taking up 90% of the talking time.
Forbes and others said I beat up a kid and then showed the ABC, NBC video of the 10-year-old hitting the adult and the guy knocks him down.
Right.
They just went and picked that. And so then they said I was taken down for beating up a kid. They had to retract it. By the time she said it on air as a lawyer, she said, oh, well, he showed a video of a kid being beat up.
Yeah.
It's insane. So why can't I show a video that everyone else can show is my point.
Right. No, exactly. And I say that because I'm pretty sure we have, and we probably provided some. I mean, we show videos almost on a loop, like a morphine drip of Muslim men beating their wives in Saudi Arabia all the time, just to keep it at the forefront.
Worcester will be with a $2 donation. I love Alex, but this Marty McFly motherfucker alters his view depending on who's in the room. I would hate to see what would happen if Crowder called him a chicken.
Well, you know what? This is kind of why. Oh, you're talking about Alex changes
Yeah,
his
he
thing?
says Alex. Yeah, I love Alex, but this Marty McFly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does, and that's why. I mean, we already knew that when he did the second Rogan, and he was cool. Like I kind of lost all my respect for Alex because he didn't address any of the, like I would have just like anybody knows how I am, how Royce is. We kind of don't give a fuck. Like you could bring me on Rogan right now, and it's the biggest opportunity of my life. But if he had wronged me, the first thing I'd do is. So why the fuck you gonna have Jack Dorsey on? You suck his dick for an hour?
Yeah.
But you can't have your fucking boy on because I'm in a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit. Like, hey Joe, when did you lose your fucking balls? Like I would have just went off on him, and at least people would have went, okay. He went in there, went right into, hey Joe, just thanks for having me back on, brother. It's really nice to be back here. So when did you become a gay faggot? And you know what? The fans would have been like, all right, at least he went right in and went right for his fucking face. Because fuck him.
Yeah, but we also know it's how much of a work it was, too, when we found out that he's like, yeah, no, you called me like 2 weeks ago in Vegas. So they had already been talking, and Alex was still talking shit on his show. So we're selling it up like a bunch of carnies. You know, it's like, yeah, no, we got to keep fighting, though. We got to keep fighting because WrestleMania is not till March. So, we have to play it up until then. It was a fucking cash grab.
I know what it was, and that was the thing too, man. Like you were the one that pointed that out. You're like, wait, so you guys talked weeks ago?
Yeah,
and then he kept going on and going, what about his big black stepdaughter? Huh? You like that black stepdaughter? The beautiful black, big beautiful black stepdaughter. Like he Jimmy the Greeked it, and then promoted her Instagram, which even that night I knew was fishy because I'm like, why is he showing her Instagram?
Right.
Get the fucking daughter some Instagram followers too. This whole thing was an angle. Still better than the Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch angle.
Oh yeah, well Jesus Christ, what I don't know what they're doing with that. That entire company's falling apart.
They are not doing well.
All right.
Did you hear they hired the Ultimate Warrior's wife to be a writer now?
Why?
Because she used to fuck the Ultimate Warrior. So
okay, well that's fine. You're right. I didn't think about that.
Front of people's mind, we usually play the chicken dance to it. So I'll take the flack there. We are far more distasteful than you in the realm of domestic abuse videos, Alex. Let me. So did you? I take it you watched the recent podcast with Joe and Jack Dorsey coming back and Tim Pool. Did you think that was kind of a better sequel?
Well, it took me from hating Joe to wanting to marry him. I mean, I'm not gay, but the point is they destroyed that lawyer.
It took me from hating Joe to loving him, which means don't believe everything I say because I'm never sincere. Like it's just.
Yeah, this just made me sad. I heard people say too, like Alex is going on Crowder, and I was like, I don't even want to watch it. It's. I'm now over it. I'm over him. I'm over Alex, and I kind of knew he was a hustler. I mean, we were calling that out a year ago that he was a hustler, but this is like unforgivably blatant. And people are just eating it up. And then all you by the way, all you people like you Alex fans that are still memeing like that episode. Like I know a lot of people who pride themselves on being like conspiracy people or like people who are always seeking out the truth. And they're like celebrating all these goofy memes about Alex and Joe hanging out smoking weed. And I'm like, you don't care. You don't care. You're just like the Yang people. You don't give a fuck. It's all about the memes.
Gaia, God. They destroyed Jack. I mean, it was like a suicide mission. They come on there and BS.
They didn't destroy Jack. Has
Destroyed him. He's no Twitter's. Have you seen Twitter?
Has
It's ruined.
anything changed on Twitter? Has anything changed? Tell me something that's changed. Because everyone, like Mike, I was the first one to say it, and of course I agreed with him, is this isn't going to do anything. Oh, wow, you owned him. You owned him. First off, all right, you went after him, and you were right in a lot of cases, but nothing happened. They wiped. Do you think that Jack or this Indian lady are going to change their policy because some guy in a beanie yelled at him on some fucking health supplement peddler show?
I tweeted that the other day, actually. Like this weekend, I tweeted something like, I was like, yes, all you people that yelled at me and you were like, oh my God, there's finally hope. Tim Pool's fighting Jack Dorsey. I'm like, just question to all you guys out there, is everything fixed now? Is Twitter fixed? It's like, is Loomer back? You know what it is, Alex Jones? So they're back? It's all fixed? Oh, that's right, it's not. You're all a bunch of fucking marks. From day one, you guys are just fucking marks. When did Tim Pool go on there? It was last week, right?
Last week, I believe, yeah. Beginning of last week, right?
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday? Someone will tell me, I'm
and
sure.
and then the stock price took a nice little dip, and now it's just backed up to regular levels. Everything's back to
Because
normal.
it
Nobody
doesn't-
cares. Nobody cares.
You want to even go a little more tinfoil hat? Let's see how many people sold and bought stock around that time, too.
True.
Just saying.
But, the whole thing was to make you people feel good using Tim Pool. So now you go like, oh, man, it's cool, man. Everything's going to just gives you a little bit of hope. Just like the QAnon thing. It's just to use the thing to make you go, yeah, everything's good. I don't need to go burn down any fucking office buildings or go crazy. Everything's fine.
It's like a slot machine. Like, you ever put like $50 in a slot machine and you're sitting there and you're playing?
Yeah, and when you're down to 50 cents, you suddenly hit for $30.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
Like,
whoa,
I better-
back in the game.
And instead of taking it out and going, well, let me cut my losses, you lose all of it in there. It's the same. This is what it is, man. Nothing's going to happen. They don't care. Twitter doesn't care. Nothing will change. The fact that anybody thought that Joe Rogan was powerful enough to fucking defeat Twitter is ridiculous. He was never going to. I'm done with this, by the way.
You don't like Alex Jones?
I just tell him with the fucking Crowder and Crowder with his wrist bandage is looking like a 50-year-old mom who just has a self-diagnosed wrist thing. Doesn't go to the doctor, but just has a wrist thing and buys it at Walgreens or fucking CVS.
Well, I got carpal tunnel and Epstein-Barr, so I got to be real careful. You're like, sure you do. Whatever.
Crowder dressed like fucking Anthony Cumia.